Hi, good afternoon. Please confirm my voice is audible or not.
Audible, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So, as part of today's session, we'll start discussing about resume preparation. Okay. So, before discussing about resume preparation, I want to ask a few more things. Try to explain what are our data engineer responsibilities. So with that, we can able to prepare resume very properly, and for that reason, first we'll try to understand about the data engineer responsibilities. Once you can able to understand about data engineer responsibilities, with that easily we can able to prepare the resumes. Actually, this is required for both batch 19 and batch 20 people. But coming to batch 20 people, some of the topics still we need to discuss. If you are not understanding any new words, you can able to ignore that, because in the coming days we are going to discuss about all those topics. But coming to batch 19, most of the topics we already covered. With that, easily you can able to understand whatever the responsibilities we are going to cover as part of our today's session. Just I will give some list of the responsibilities, and these responsibilities you can able to explain as part of your interviews. If you want, you can able to specify same responsibilities on top of your resume also, because whenever we are going to prepare the resume, within the resume we have to specify what all are our responsibilities in the project, what kind of activities we have done in the real time. All that kind of information we have to keep in the resume. For that reason, once you can able to understand about the responsibilities, with that what will happen, resume preparation can become as a very easy. For that reason, first we'll try to understand about data engineer responsibilities. We'll go one by one. First one, we can able to say, as a data engineer, we are responsible for data pipeline development. As a data engineer, we are the responsible for our data pipeline development. Here we can able to say what is the meaning of pipeline. We need to define what is the source, and we need to define what is the target. In between source and target, we have to specify what all are the transformations we want to perform. What are the transformations which we are going to perform. So if we are going to perform this kind of activities while loading the data from the source to target, in between if you are going to apply the transformation, this end-to-end flow we can able to call it as nothing but our data pipeline. But tell me, in the real time, who is going to create this data pipeline? Your testing team, or business analyst, or data analyst, or as a data engineer you have to build this data pipeline. Obviously, as a data engineer, it is your responsibility to build the data pipelines as part of our real-time projects. Other than that, we can able to say, as a data engineer, you are responsible for working with cloud-related technologies. In our case, we can able to say you are responsible for to work on different GCP services. That might be Dataproc, or that might be the BigQuery, that might be the Airflow, or anything. And so, as a data engineer, you are responsible for working with different cloud-related technologies. Coming to as part of our classes, we discussed about the GCP. Within the GCP, you are the responsible for to work on the different GCP-related service, either Dataproc, or we can able to call it as a PubSub, or we can able to call it as a Airflow. By using these services, as a data engineer, we are going to work in the real-time projects. In the same way, we can able to say, as a data engineer, you are responsible for data transformation and data processing. As a data engineer, in the real time, we need to apply the business requirements, which we can able to call it as we are going to apply all the transformations as per the requirement. With the help of the transformations, we are going to perform the data processing activities. And if you remember, with the help of the PySpark, we have done the data processing. With the help of the BigQuery, we have done the data processing. With the help of the Dataproc also, we have done the data processing. Whatever the topics we discussed as part of the previous classes, in all the services, we applied the transformations and we applied the data processing. Coming to batch 20 people also, you learned about the PySpark. Within the PySpark, what we have done, by applying the business requirements, we are applying the transformations. With that, we are performing the data processing operation. You need to read the data, After reading the data, we need to apply the transformations as per the business requirement. After that, we are writing the data to the target by depending on the requirement. That only we can able to call it as a data engineer. You are responsible for data transformations and data processing. In the same way, as a data engineer, you are responsible for building data warehouse systems and you are responsible for your database management.
So data transformations and data processing both are same.
Yeah, by applying the transformations, we are doing the data processing. See, when we are calling it as a data processing, what it means? How you are applying the data processing? By applying the transformations only, we are going to perform the data processing. Indirectly, both are same. But whenever you are going to perform the data processing, we have to apply the transformations. By applying the transformations, we can able to perform the data processing activities. But how you can able to understand what transformations we need to apply as per the business requirements? We need to apply the data transformations. With that, we are going to perform the data processing activities as a data engineer. In the same way, you are the responsible for building the data warehouse systems and database management, Sandy. Now tell me, within the GCP, if you want to build the data warehouse system, what is the service we need to use? Fascinating people.
BigQuery.
We have to go for BigQuery. And within the GCP only, if you want to deal with the databases, relational databases, what is the service we need to use?
Cloud SQL.
You have to go for Cloud SQL. So please try to recap all the previous topics, whatever we discussed, Randy. As a data engineer, it is your responsibility to build the data warehouse system, and it is your responsibility to do the database management. For that, we can able to use the BigQuery and we can able to use the Cloud SQL. In the same way, as a data engineer, you are responsible for data monitoring and quality assurance. As a data engineer, you are responsibility for data monitoring and we can able to call it as a quality assurance. What is the meaning of data monitoring? If you remember, as part of Airflow or as part of Dataproc, we created the orchestration. Within the orchestration, whenever jobs are going to run, we need to monitor whether jobs are running properly or not. At the same time, we need to verify are we getting any kind of issues or not. At the same time, after loading the data, we need to verify whether data loaded properly or not. That activity only we can able to call it as a quality assurance. After creation of the data pipeline, we need to perform the orchestration. As part of orchestration, we need to verify or we need to monitor our jobs are running properly or not. After that, after loading the data, we need to ensure that our data quality is looking good or not. All these are the activities as a data engineer we need to perform in the real-time projects. In the same way, we can able to say, as a data engineer, your responsibility for monitoring the jobs and you need to take care of the troubleshooting also. As part of monitoring the jobs, we have to verify jobs are running properly or not. At the same time, we need to perform the troubleshooting also. What's the meaning of troubleshooting, Andy? As part of running the jobs, if it is failing, we need to understand why it is failing and you need to understand the issue for why it is failing. With that, you should be in the position to perform the troubleshooting, why that is failing, what is the reason you did any kind of mistake. We need to understand all that information. With that, we need to perform the troubleshooting as a data engineer in the real-time projects. In the same way, as a data engineer, you are responsible for automation on orchestration. As a data engineer, you are the responsible person for the purpose of doing the automation and for the purpose of doing the orchestration. Already we discussed about the orchestration with the help of the Airflow or with the help of the Dataproc, or recently with the help of the Databricks also I showed you how we can able to create the jobs, how we can able to give the dependency between the jobs, and how we can able to specify the schedule of the jobs, and all those will fall under on top of the orchestration. Now, what is the meaning of automation here? If you are performing any repeated activities, what we can do here, simply we can able to automate it. But how we can able to automate it? Already we discussed about our Python programming language. With the help of the Python programming language, you can able to perform any kind of automation, Sandy. For example, in your project, you observed that one of the activity we are doing repeatedly multiple number of times manually. So what you can do here, you can able to give the suggestion, instead of doing this activity manually, we can able to create a Python script. By running this Python script, we can able to perform this activity automatically, that we can able to call it as a automation. But if you want to give this information, you should have knowledge on the automation, you should have knowledge on the Python side. With the help of our Python knowledge, we can able to specify, we perform the automation as a data engineer. For example, if you are not that much comfortable on the Python side, then what we can do, we can able to remove this automation only. But if you can able to include the statement, what will happen, it will add some advantage on top of your profile. At the same time, as part of interviews also, if you are going to specify these kind of statements, what will happen, it will give some kind of good impression to your interviews. For the reason, try to include this as part of this. Just we have to use the Python programming language only. Already you learned the Python and you did the practice on top of Python. With that, you can able to specify as a data engineer, in my project I am doing the automation, at the same time we are performing the orchestration. Don't specify automation from the testing side cleverly. So don't say I'm doing the testing automation. At any point of time, don't use the word called as a testing only. You can able to say we are performing the unit testing. But if you are going to use the multiple number of times word called as a testing, because I think some of the people are moving from testing background to data engineering background. So obviously what will happen, as it from the testing side we are having good experience. So as part of interviews, what will happen is, obviously we are going to explore more on the testing side. But once we are going to discuss more on the testing side, what will happen, automatically interviews can able to understand we are having the more testing knowledge, you are not having the development knowledge. For that reason, don't try to use the word testing multiple number of times as part of your interview process. Only 2-3 times. One is nothing but for the purpose of doing the unit testing, we have prepared the test cases. That's it. Other than that, if you are going to use the testing word multiple number of times, with that what will happen, your interviewer can able to get the sense you are working on the testing, not on the development side. For that reason, don't use the testing word as part of our interview process. And on top of resumes also, please don't include the testing word multiple number of times. Just you can able to specify only one line of the statement, we perform the unit testing after completion of the development. That's it. Other than that, don't do any extra activities on top of your resume by using the word called as a testing. In the same way, here we can able to say, as a data engineer, we are responsible for optimizing performance of the jobs. So this is the one more word we can able to use. So if they are asking any kind of examples, we can able to specify in the BigQuery what we can, how we can able to improve the performance in the BigQuery. With the help of the partitioning or with the help of the clustering, we can able to improve the performance. In the same way, just Google it, how we can able to improve the performance for the some other services also. Nandi. With that, just to try to have 3 to 4 important points, how we can able to improve the performance on top of your jobs. With that, you can able to include this statement also on top of our responsibilities as a data engineer. In the same way, as a data engineer, you are responsible for ensuring data security and compliances. So what is the meaning of data security? As part of real-time projects, we are going to deal with the data only as part of our real-time projects as a data engineer. For that reason, data is going to play the very important role in our real-time projects only. For that reason, obviously we have to provide the data security. Indirectly, we are not doing any extra activities here. Whatever the predefined rules we are having in the project, we need to follow all such kind of rules as part of our data security process. Only thing is nothing but you need to ensure whether you are following all the rules and regulations as part of your project. With that, automatically we can able to provide the data security. That is one thing. Other than that, within the GCP or within the Google Cloud Platform, whatever the services we are going to use, on top of each and every service, they are given the encryption feature. With the help of the encryption feature, we can able to get the data security automatically. But other than encryption, within the projects, we are going to follow different kind of methodologies, and by using that also we can able to achieve the security. So with that, we can able to say, as a data engineer, my responsibility is nothing but to ensure the data security and compliances. This is the one more responsibility we can able to specify in the resumes. At the same time, we can able to specify, as a data engineer, I am responsible for collaboration with data scientist people ML engineers and reporting teams. Why we are giving this statement? Any guesses? We are responsible for collaboration with the data scientist people and ML engineer people and reporting teams. And why we are giving this statement here?
We are giving the data to them.
We will create the views and
Yeah, correct. And so as a data engineer, what we are doing here by applying the transformations, we are loading all the data into the target tables or into the target system. After applying all the transformations, if you are going to load the data into the target system, who is going to use the data? Our end users are going to use the data. Who all are our end users? Our data scientist people, ML engineers and reporting teams. All these people are nothing but end users of our real-time data engineering projects. And for that reason, as a data engineer, if you are going to work in the real time, obviously you are the responsible person for collaboration with data scientist people and ML engineering people and reporting team people. But why we need to collaborate? Because we need to understand what is the requirement of this team and what is the requirement of the ML team and what is the requirement of the reporting team. Generally, this collaboration will be taken care by your team leads only, but just you can able to specify, I participated in such kind of collaboration meetings to understand all the requirements of the data scientist people, to understand all the requirements of the ML engineer people, to understand all the requirements of the reporting team people. I participated in such kind of collaboration meetings. With that, we've given the proper data to all these people as part of my project. That is the way you can able to specify one more responsibility as part of your resume or as part of interview also, you can able to specify this information. And we can able to say one more thing, as a data engineer, we are responsible for creating the GCP buckets. We are responsible for creating data sets. We are responsible for creation of BigQuery tables in different layers under BigQuery projects. So coming to batch 19 people, if you remember, as part of BigQuery, we need to create the databases, we need to create the tables, and we need to create all those tables into the different layers. And that is one more responsibility we can able to say as a data engineer, we are performing in the BigQuery related projects. Okay. In the same way, we can able to say. But if you observe here, out of all these things, are we discussing any new things, Andy? Only few points we are introducing newly, but other than that, most of the points directly or indirectly we covered as part of the previous sessions. Only thing is nothing but just we are consolidating all the previous topics, whatever we discussed as part of our data engineer responsibilities. Indirectly, we are not discussing any new separate topic as part of our all these responsibilities. All these topics directly or indirectly we covered as part of our previous classes. Just we are consolidating all the list of the details as part of our data engineer responsibilities. Okay. Now in the same way, I will add few more things. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to recap what we discussed in the previous classes. With that only, just I'm typing all these statements only. So we can able to say responsible in development and creating data pipelines to read data from different types of the sources and to load data into BigQuery tables. If you remember, as part of BigQuery, we discussed about how to read data from the CSV file, how to read data from the JSON file, how to read the data from the Parquet file. With that, we loaded the data on top of our BigQuery tables. That is the one more responsibility we can able to specify as part of our responsibilities. And in the same way, we can able to say we are responsible for defining and scheduling jobs by using Airflow. And we can able to say I am responsible for creating authorized views in BigQuery to provide data to our downstream projects or downstream teams. The same way we can able to specify I am responsible for deploying the code from dev to QA and provide support to QA team for any kind of queries. And we can able to say, as a data engineer, I'm responsible for defect fixing in QA environment, or we can able to call it as a SAT environment and UAT environment, and also in production environment. As a data engineer or as a developer, generally we are the responsible person for the purpose of doing the defect fixes in any kind of environment, so either in the QA environment or in the dev environment or in the UAT environment or in the production environment. As a developer or as a data engineer, you need to do the fixes on top of your code. In the same way, we can able to say, as a data engineer, I am responsible for designing the unit test cases. In the same way, we can able to say, as a data engineer, I am responsible for to find out root cause of the issues while running my airflow jobs. And in the same way, just we can able to say one more thing. As a data engineer, I am responsible for designing data infrastructures. See, if you are going to put 6 to 7 years of experience on data engineering side, then you can able to use this kind of advanced concepts. And I am responsible for designing the data infrastructures, but I am only telling as part of our classes, we are not discussing anything about the designing of the data infrastructures, because generally this is the activity will be taken care by your infra admin team. But if you are going to put the 6 to 7 years of experience on the data engineering, then try to include this kind of advanced concepts and very advanced concepts. You can able to specify, I am the responsible person for designing the data infrastructures. At the same time, you can able to say one more thing, I am responsible for data modeling and data architecture related activities. So if you are going to specify 6 to 7 years of experience on the data engineering, not overall experience, and if you are going to specify 6 to 7 years of experience on the complete data engineering side, then we can able to include these kind of advanced statements also on top of your responsibility side. So just like this, we can able to say these are all the different kind of responsibilities as a data engineer we are going to perform in the real time. Now, based on all this information, what we can do here is we can able to replicate similar kind of responsibilities on top of your resume. First thing, within the resume, after giving the project information, we have to specify what is your roles and responsibilities in the project. There you can able to use all this kind of information. And at the same time, as part of interviews, what is the first question? If you are going for any kind of interviews, generally what is the first question?
Tell me about yourself.
Can you please give some brief introduction about yourself? Okay. Or they will ask the question, can you please tell me about yourself? Then what we can do here, first we can able to give some kind of basic information. What is your name? What is your qualification? In which company you are working? What technologies you are having idea? After giving this information, then what we can able to say here, in my projects I am as a data engineer from last 3 to 4 years I am performing all these kind of responsibilities. Like that, you can able to explain one by one responsibility as part of our tell me about yourself. And so first directly don't go with the responsibilities. First to try to give some basic information. What is your name and how many years of experience you are having? Total years of experience. Out of the total years of experience, how many years of experience you are having in the data engineering? Within the data engineering, what are the tools we have used or what are the services we have used? Provide that kind of information. After that, try to specify in which kind of domains you worked as part of your 3 to 4 years of experience. After that, you can able to start explaining about what all are the responsibilities you've taken care as part of our 3 to 4 years of experience. And with that, your interviewer can able to get proper understanding what activities you have done as part of your project. At the same time, he can able to understand what are the technologies you are having idea on top of our GCP side. That's the reason, as part of explaining about the tell me about yourself, there also we can able to utilize all this kind of information. Just for your convenience, what I will do here is I will specify for this question. I'm saying that give some brief introduction about yourself, which is nothing but what is your name and how many total years experience you are having and how many years of relevant experience you are having on data engineering side. After that, specify what all are different technologies or services you used from GCP and big data side, and then you can start, or you can able to say one more thing here. Specify you worked in which domains. That might be either insurance domain or banking domain or retail domain or finance domain, anything only. So whatever the domain you are putting on top of your resume project, so that based on the project. So for example, if you are putting the insurance project in your resume, you can able to specify I'm having experience in the insurance domain. Or if you are putting the project on the retail domain, then we can able to say I am having experience on the retail domain. Like that, you can able to specify in which domain you are having the experience. After that, you can able to start discussing about what all are the responsibilities you taking care in last 3 to 4 years. So this is the way simply you can able to prepare your self-introduction, Andy. So don't try to specify your father name, mother name, how many children you are having. All those are not required. It's a kind of a basic details, Andy. You have to give just your name. After that, you can able to specify how many years of experience total you are having. After that, how many years of relevant experience you are having. Then we are going to specify what all are the different services we have used in the projects, or what all are the services you are having the knowledge. After that, you can able to specify in which domains you work. At the same time, you can able to specify what all are your roles and responsibilities you performed in the last 3 to 4 days. Now coming to here, what we can do again, all this information, whatever we discussed, all these points we can able to mention. Don't go for all the points, because if you want to explain all these 20 points, what will happen? It will take around 5 to 10 minutes, or it will take 10 to 15 minutes only. They won't give that much of time. That's the reason, out of all these points, whatever the points are comfortable to you, with that you can able to explain those points as part of our interview process. Okay. And one more thing here I can able to say, this we can able to use for the purpose of self-introduction, but just I want to give a small note. Don't go with same order whatever we discussed about. First thing. Second thing is, don't try to use same lines in your resume or in your interview process also. What's the reason why I'm telling these two statements here? Any guesses? Why I'm telling these two statements here? Very simple, because for example, you are going for one interview. If you are going for one interview, in that interview from our institute only, for example, 10 people came, and all the 10 people are putting the same responsibilities in the resume. What will happen? Without taking the interview only, interviewer can able understand you are the kind of a fake employee. At the same time, as part of explaining about the responsibilities and everything, all 10 people are given the similar kind of responsibilities. Everyone is saying that we are doing the data monitoring and troubleshooting. We are doing the orchestration. See here, even if 100 people are coming for interviews, only everyone is going to perform the same kind of responsibilities as a data engineer, but try to change in the words. Okay, don't give the same statements as part of your interview process. Instead of giving the same statements, you can able to utilize the same line, but try to frame your own sentence or try to frame your own words only. With that, what will happen? Compared to other people, your explanation would be in the little bit different way. With that, what will happen? Interviewer will not get any kind of doubts only. For that reason, just I'm giving it as a note here. All these points you can able to include on top of your resume also as a responsibility section, but don't try to copy paste the same information, because in today's session only around we are having the 40 people. If all 40 people are going to put the similar kind of responsibilities, out of 40, if 5 to 6 people are going for same interview, what will happen? Your interviewer can able to understand automatically all these people are coming from the same institute. That's the reason, to avoid that kind of things, and try to formulate the different kind of syntaxes, or sentences, or different types of the words, but you can able to use all these lines as a reference. By using all these lines as a reference, try to create your own sentences. With that, try to come up with the unique statements, and once you are going to create such kind of unique statements, obviously what will happen? As part of interviews, we can able to give the proper answers. With that, interviewer will not get any kind of confusions. And one more thing here, just I want to let you know, please prepare your self-introduction and send it to me. If requires, I will do review and give some suggestions. So already given the here, he given some kind of bullet statements, and here you have to specify what is your name and how many total years of experience. By using all these things, please try to come up with your own script. And after preparation of the self-introduction, please send it to me. I will do the review, and if we need to do any kind of changes, I will give some kind of suggestions, Andy. And one more thing here, whatever the self-introduction you are preparing, don't share with your close friends also. As I told you earlier, it should be unique across all the other people. And if so, generally what we'll do here, we are going to share it with everyone. So generally, if you are going to share with everyone, if all the people are using the same thing, what will happen? Again, as I told you earlier, in the interviewer can able to understand you are coming from the same institute. And for that reason, only for self-introduction and coming to resume, please maintain some kind of confidentiality. So don't share your resumes to other people. At the same time, don't share your self-introduction to other people. If you are going to share with other people, might be what they will do, they will try to copy the same information. With that, your resume and his resume are going to looks like same only. If you both are going to the same interview, what will happen? Might be he will get the job and you are not going to get the job. And for interview questions discussion or for doubts discussion, you can able to work as a team, but don't work as a team for the resume preparation. Don't work as a team for the purpose of writing your self-introductions. And if you are going to do that activity, all the people are going to give the same introduction as part of our interviews, and all the people resumes are also going to see in the same way. That's the reason, don't do that mistake. Again, I'm repeating, whatever the responsibilities we discussed here, all these responsibilities you can able to use in the resume and you can able to use it in the self-introduction. But please try to perform some minor changes or minor tweaking on top of all these statements. And with that, you can able to put it in the resumes or you can able to put it in the self-introduction. Okay. Now, by having all these kind of responsibilities, now we'll try to understand how we can able to prepare the resumes.
So before that, what's the meaning of the 14th line, sir? 14th responsibility.
You
14th.
are from which batch? You are from
19.
14th batch?
19.
You want to tell me what is the meaning of authorized reviews? I will discuss now. Other people?
Yes, sir.
As part of BigQuery, if you remember, we discussed about the authorized reviews, and with the help of the
After the
authorized reviews,
transformation.
with the help of the authorized reviews, we are going to provide all our data to our downstream people. Who are the downstream people? Our data scientists
Reporting
or
or
ML
data
engineers or
business
reporting teams,
analyst.
all those are our downstream teams. And for those downstream teams, if you want to provide the data, instead of giving the data in the tables, we are going to provide the data in the views. Why we are giving the data in the views? And because on top of the views, we can able to apply the kind of the restrictions. With that, you can able to create the type of the views indirectly called as a authorized reviews. And by using those authorized reviews, we can able to provide the data to the downstream teams. That is the meaning of this line.
This views concept you are saying?
Yes, correct.
Okay, yeah. In views, we have only 3 types. No, so what is this authorized?
So what is the purpose of the view? Tell me.
We're controlling the access.
Yeah, that is nothing but authorized review. So we are calling it as an authorized review. Indirectly, with the help of the view, what we are doing here, we are controlling the. You are only saying that we are controlling the access on top of the view, or we are hiding the some of the columns on top of the view that are hiding or controlling the access. Indirectly, we can able to call it as a authorization. Those views only just we can able to call it as a authorized reviews. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Now see here, so we need to understand about the resume preparation. And if you remember, I think few days back for batch 19 people, I shared sample resumes. Coming to batch 20 people, I will share the sample resumes after 1 week only. Coming to batch 20 people, already I shared the sample resumes. Now, what is the meaning of the sample resumes here? So why we share the sample resumes? What I observed here is actually already 3-4 members with the help of those sample resumes, 3 to 4 members prepared their resumes and they sent it to me for review. But what I noticed here is whatever the resumes I shared, in that resumes, just they change the name and change the mobile number and change the mail ID and they send it to me for the purpose of review. Now you tell me if you are going to perform only these modifications and do I need to perform any kind of reviews here? Just they modified the name, they modified the mobile number, they modified the mail ID, except that they have to perform any other modifications on top of that resume. Then what is the review I need to perform on top of that resume? That is one thing. Second thing is, out of these 4 people, 3 people used the same template. Out of these 4 people, whomever sent the review those resumes and out of these 4 people, 3 people used the same template. Now tell me here, is it the good practice? What is the meaning of sample resume? Any answers? Just to understand for data engineers how to prepare the resumes, I shared those sample resumes. Don't think that I shared the sample resumes for the purpose of directly using for your resumes and that is not at all the intention for the sample resumes. And I came to know from the admin team. Actually, our admin team is having the access for Naukri portal, and I think they're having access for the Monster also. Actually, recently they downloaded around 50 resumes and out of 50 resumes, 20 resumes are looks like same only. And with that, they are saying that all these 20 people are related to our institute only. Because from the old faculty, whatever the resume, sample resume he shared and all these 20 people are using the same template, same content, every line also matching here. With that, automatically our admin team is understanding all these resumes are belongs to our institute only. Now tell me here, if an interviewer is downloading all the resumes for the purpose of taking the interviews, he is going to review all the resumes one by one. After that only you are going to get the interview call and now he is reviewing the 30 resumes. Out of 30 resumes, 15 resumes are looks like same. For example, out of 13 resumes, 50 resumes are looking like same. Then what will happen? What will happen? Will you get the call?
No.
So, for example, this activity is doing from the consultancy people or a company people, company HR person. So he is downloading all. So obviously, as a consultancy people, third-party people or company HR person, whenever they want to schedule the interviews, obviously they need to download the resumes from the Naukri or Monster or by using any one of the job portal. Now, for example, TCS company HR person, for the purpose of taking the interview, he downloaded the 30 resumes and now out of 30 resumes, 15 resumes are looking like same. Then what will happen automatically? You won't get the call because all the 15 resumes are looks like same with the points and everything. With that, they can able to understand all these people are belongs to the same institute or all these people are belongs to the similar kind of institute only. For the reason, what will happen without taking the interview, without calling itself, they can able to find out that you are the kind of the fake employees and for that reason, don't do any such kind of mistakes and we given the sample resumes for what reason? Just to understand how to prepare the resume or just to understand what kind of information we need to put in the resume or just to understand what kind of statements we have to include on top of your resume. Only for that understanding we given the sample resumes and now with the help of the sample resumes or I can able to say by taking sample resumes as reference, just by taking sample resumes as reference, try to create your own resume. This is the one of the very important statement and we are given the sample resumes only for the reference perspective. Don't directly try to use the same template. Don't directly try to copy paste the same content. If you want, you can able to use the content, but at least swap the points. For top 3 points, make it as a bottom 3. Bottom 3 points, make it as a top 3. Or at least try to change the sentence formation and without doing all those kind of activities also. If you are looking for the job, to get 15 lakhs package, tell me, is it meaningful? At least from your side, you have to put some minor efforts, right? Without putting the minor efforts, SAR share the sample resume. We'll use the same thing. I will change the mobile number, I will change the mail ID, and I will upload that resume. If you are going to perform that kind of activity, and definitely you won't get any kind of calls. For that reason, my sincere suggestion, whatever the sample resumes which we have shared, please take it as a just for reference. With that, try to create your own resumes, and with that, compared to other people, your resumes are looks like very unique. And sir, then why you shared the sample resume? I am only saying that we shared the sample resume for your reference perspective only. How to prepare the resume? What all are the different statements we need to include in the resume, or what all are the different roles and responsibilities we have to include in the resume? To understand all this information, we given the sample resumes. Alagani Japanese, so don't try to use the same template, same points as part of your original resume. Also, please try to change the template. Please try to swap the points, and please try to change the statements whatever we given in the sample resumes. With that, what will happen? Your resumes here are looks like unique compared to the other people. Okay. Any questions up to here? Please ask me. Any questions or any concerns on top of the statements? Please ask me here. Is clear, right? Okay. Now see here, just I will open one sample resume. So this is the one of the sample resume. Now see here, as part of preparation of your resume, try to provide your name and try to provide your mobile number and try to provide the mail ID. I can able to say out of 4 resumes, whatever I received for the reviews, in those 4 resumes, in one of the resume I'm seeing mail ID as SSXSX, which is nothing but he don't have that much of time to go through the each and every line of the sample resumes which we have shared. And now tell me, for example, by putting the same information, if you are going to upload the resumes into the Naukri, to whom they need to send the mail? This xxxxx@gmail.com? No, right? That's the reason. Please go through each and every line, whatever you are having in the resume. At max, it will take the 30 to 40 minutes. And if you want to get the 15 lakhs package or 20 lakhs package or 10 lakhs package, at least you have to spend 30 to 40 minutes of time on top of your own resume only. Now tell me here, what is the entry point to get the job? What is the entry point?
Resume.
Your resume, okay. So on top of the entry point only, if you are not able to spend the 1 hour or half an hour, then there is no meaning to understand joining this course, or then there is no meaning for the searching the jobs. And for that reason, please spend at least 1 hour or 2 hours on top of your resume and try to go through each and every line of the resume. At the same time, try to understand what is the content you are keeping on top of your resume. And that's the reason again I'm repeating here, as part of preparation of your resume, please provide your name and provide your mobile number and provide the mail ID. After that, just you can able to give the career objective. And just to open the chat GPT, there you can able to specify populate the career objective by giving the different prompts. You can able to try to populate the different kind of the career object. Again, this also don't try to copy paste, try to use the different career object on top of your resume. After that, you can able to give it as a professional summary, or you can able to call it as a summary. Here you can able to specify total how many years of experience you are having. Out of those years, in how many number of years you worked as a data engineer. After that, in remaining years, what is the work you have done? All that kind of information you can able to put it in the professional summary. At the same time, here try to highlight what all are the GCP services you have used as part of your 3 to 4 years of experience. Try to highlight all that kind of information. And one more important thing here, when you are putting all the details in the summary, please remember all the statements which you are including in your resume under summary. What's the reason? Generally, when I'm taking the interviews in my company, I will take so many interviews. Every day I will take the 2 to 3 interviews only. As part of interview process, when I'm asking the question, can you please explain about the PubSub? Simply people are saying that I haven't worked on the PubSub. Some people are saying that I haven't worked on the PubSub, but in the resume, they are mentioning that I am having extensive experience on PubSub. Now tell me what is happening here. In the resume, they are keeping the statement, I am having extensive experience on the PubSub, but when I'm starting the questions on top of the PubSub, simply they are saying that I haven't worked on the PubSub. With this line of the statement, what will happen? As an interviewer, what I can able to understand? What I can able to understand here with this single line of statement?
He's a fake.
It's a kind of a fake. Otherwise, I can able to say he prepared the resume, but he don't know what is the content he is having in the resume, and that's the reason. Don't do such kind of mistakes, and whatever the points you are including on top of your resume, you should know at least what are the statements you have included on top of the resume. Because as part of interviews, your interviewer will go through some interviews will go through all the lines of the code, and all the lines in your resume. As part of checking all the lines in the resume, if they is asking any one of the question, simply if you are skip that question, you are saying that I am not having experience on the PubSub, but in the resume you are including it as I am having the extensive experience on the PubSub. With the help of the single statement, he can understand you are a real-time employee or you are a fake employee. For that reason, after preparation of your resume, please read your resume at least. Can you please go on mute, whoever is not talking? Okay. After preparation of your resume, please you read your resume at least how many number of times? Any answers? At least how many number of times?
3 to 4 times.
I can able to say 20 times. Why? If you are going for only 3 to 4 times, you will remember today and tomorrow, but you cannot able to remember after 3-4 days only. For that reason, it's your resume. To read the resume, how much time it will take? Maximum it will take 2 to 3 minutes of time only. Please go through your resume 20 times. At the same time, every day morning, open your resume and read top to bottom. Second day, read your resume top to bottom. Third day, read your resume top to bottom. From the name till last sign only. From the top to bottom, read each and every line, whatever you are having in the resume. With that, what will happen? You won't perform these kind of mistakes as part of our real time. But tell me why I'm telling all these basic things? Why I'm telling all these basic things? Because in the basic things only, most of the people are doing the mistakes, and with these basic mistakes only, people are not getting the jobs. For that reason, I am trying to explain all these kind of basic things as part of our classes. Again, I'm telling, in our class, we are having the real-time employees. At the same time, we are having the non-real-time employees, and we are having the non-IT people. These non-IT people and non-real-time employees don't know about all these kind of basics. For that reason, for those people, I am trying to explain all these topics in the very, very basic level. Please prepare the resume by reading each and every line. At the same time, please try to remember what is the content you are putting on top of your resume. And third thing, please go through your resume at least 20 times. At the same time, every day morning, whether you interview scheduled or not, that's a different story. Please every day morning, go through your resume at least 1 or 2 times. With that, you can able to remember what is the content you are having on top of your resume. Okay. Again, any questions up to here? Don't tell me I don't have that much of time. It won't take much time. Maximum it will take 2 to 3 minutes of time to go through your own resume. It's not my resume, Andy. To go through your own resume, try to create 2 to 3 minutes of time. With that, you can able to understand what is the content you are having on top of your resume. Okay. And one more important thing here, just observe. Coming to educational information. So this one also we need to keep everyone same, or we have to keep it as different at least. Might be you will feel that it's a kind of a joke, but it's not a joke. This is the one more thing I'm observing from the students also. Whatever the sample resumes I have shared, here I given the 2017, I given the 79%. In one of the resume, out of 4 resumes, whatever I received, and in the one of the resume, I'm seeing that same information. I'm not sure whether that person really passed in the 2017 or not, but I'm seeing the same information. 2010, 86%. Coming to BTech, I'm seeing 2017, 79%. I'm assuming that he forgot to change this section, and that's the reason. Don't do that mistake again. Please go through your each and every line on top of your resume. In the first section, in the second section, in every section, please go through the lines and please do the required modifications. After that, coming to work experience. This is very, very funny thing and very, very interesting thing. Work experience. In the resume, people are keeping one company, but as part of interviews, they are saying other company. For example, in the resume, they are keeping it as I am working in the TCS from last 3 years. But as part of interviews, they are saying that I am working in Infosys from last 3 years. Tell me, is the correct statement? Really, he is working in the Infosys, but as part of preparation of the resume, he taken the resume from his friend, and in the process, in his friend resume, he is having the TCS, but he forgot to change that. So this is the basic mistake, or this is the advanced mistake? It's again kind of a basic mistake, and that's the reason don't do that mistake also. Whatever the company name you are putting, that also please verify at least 1 or 2 times, and you have to specify the proper start date and proper end date. And please try to remember what is your start date and what is the end date. No need to remember the dates only, at least try to remember the month and year. What is the starting month and year? What is the ending month and year? Please try to remember these basics information also from your resume, because as part of interviews we are observing that some people are giving wrong information on top of their company. At the same time, they are giving the wrong information on top of their joining date and end date. So with that information, again, we can understand you are a real-time employee or you are a fake employee. For that reason, for this one also, please take care when you are preparing the resume. At the same time, try to remember your company name. At the same time, try to remember in which year you joined and which month you joined, and what is the last date in the company, or what is the last end year of the company. All that information, please try to remember. With that, you can able to give the correct answers as part of our interview process. Okay. And one more important thing. Whatever the company name you are including in your resume, please try to collect some basic information of that company. What it means? What's the meaning of basic information? In which location this company present? First thing. Second thing, in which floor this company present? These are all nothing but basic information. Again, I can give you some funny experience. And when I'm taking the interview, one of the persons said that he is working in the Essential. Actually, for Essential, we are having the multiple branches in the Hyderabad. So we are having the Mindspace. At the same time, we are having it in the Gachibowli near the financial district. We are having the Essential office. And now he said that I am working in the Mindspace. Okay, I said okay. Now in the Mindspace, in which floor you are working? Simply he said that I am working in the 12th floor. But coming to Essential, in the Mindspace, they are having the separate building. They are not working in the any separate in the separate floor only. So coming to Essential, within the Mindspace, they are having the separate building. In that building, they are having the only, I think, 6 to 7 floors. Because this information I know from my friends only. Now tell me here, I know this information about the Essential which is present in the Mindspace, but as part of interview, simply that person is saying that with very confidently he is saying that I am working in the 12th floor of this building in the Essential company. But I know in that Essential where we are having Essential, in that Essential how many floors we are having. I know all that information. With that information, automatically I can able to understand whether he can able to working as a real-time employee or is a kind of a fake profile only. Because all these are, again, I can able to say this is also kind of a basic information. Whatever the company you are putting on your resume, at least try to understand how many branches we are having for that company. First thing. Second thing, in which location you are working, you want to say, try to understand that. At the same time, third thing, in that location, that company is having the separate building or that company is in one of the building. If it is in the one of the building, then you have to specify in which floor the company is running. All this kind of basic information try to capture. Otherwise, what will happen? It is very easy to understand to the interviewers you are a kind of a real-time employee or you are a kind of a fake employee. Now, if you observe here, as part of resume preparation, what we are discussing indirectly, we are discussing about how to prepare the resume. At the same time, I'm giving some kind of tips and guidelines on how we can able to give some proper answers for some kind of proper questions. Otherwise, if you are given the some kind of generic answers for these kind of questions, what will happen? Your interviewer can able to understand you are a kind of a fake profile. That's the reason don't do this kind of silly mistakes as part of our interview process. Now, what will happen is in interview, they are giving all these kind of silly answers or wrong answers, and obviously what will happen? They won't get the job. But after completion of interview or after coming out of the interview, what this person will say? Any guesses with your experience? After completion of the interview or after coming out of the interview, by giving all these kind of silly answers or wrong answers, he is not going to get the job. After completion of interview or after coming out of the interview, what he is going to say? What is the feedback? In interview, they are asking all the questions which sir didn't discuss in the class. So this is the kind of a funny statements people are going to give and so that's the reason I'm saying that don't try to give this kind of statements. Try to give the proper answers as part of your interview process. With that, automatically you can able to get the jobs and don't try to push the blame on the other people. What I will do, I will push the blame on the admin team. Admin team will push the blame on the management. Management will push the blame on the faculty. Faculty will push the blame on the student. So if we are going to perform these kind of activities, what will happen? We are pushing the blame on the other people, but we are not finding for the solutions. And try to find out the solutions. Okay, don't try to push the blame on the other people. So generally, that's a kind of a human mentality. Whenever we are doing any kind of mistake, what we will do to survive from that mistake? Simply we are going to push that mistake on top of the other people, but that is going to work for the other scenarios only. But from the career perspective, those kind of scenarios are never going to work. That's the reason. Please accept your mistakes, whatever you are doing as part of your interviews. No need to explain those mistakes to the other people, and at least you need to understand your mistake yourself. Otherwise, what will happen? If you are not understanding, you are doing all these kind of silly mistakes, you will repeat the same mistakes in the second interview. Again, you won't get the job. Third interview, you won't get the job. Fourth interview or 10th interview or 15th interview also, you cannot able to get the job, and that's the reason. Whenever you are failing in any one of the interview, please try to understand where you are doing the mistakes, what kind of wrong answers you are giving as part of your mistake. With that, what will happen? You can able to rectify all those wrong answers as part of your second interview or in the third interview or in the fourth interview. With that, easily we can able to clear the interviews. And if you are unable, if you are not in the position to accept your mistakes yourself, then what will happen? After 20th interviews also, you cannot able to get the job. That's the reason. Don't do this kind of silly mistakes again. At the same time, try to accept your mistakes yourself. With that, try to rectify those mistakes as part of our coming interviews. With that, easily we can able to get the job. Is it clear? Any questions here? Don't think that it's a kind of a motivation class. It's not at all motivation class only. I know all these are the basic mistakes as a person, as a people we are going to perform. That's the reason. Just I'm putting all these kind of examples. If I'm putting all these kind of examples, what will happen? At least out of 40 people, 30 to 35 people won't perform these kind of mistakes only. We are having some genuine people. So genuine nurses, I can able to say, we are having some top class people. So these people will always present in their own world. Even if you are explaining all these things also, still they are going to perform same kind of mistakes. And so for those people, we cannot able to perform any kind of changes here. But at least my hope is out of this 40 people, at least 35 to 36 people can able to understand what I'm explaining. And with that, at least those people will not repeat all these kind of mistakes. With that, at least those people can able to get the jobs. That is the intention. I'm explaining about all these kind of basic things also as part of our resume preparation. At the same time, as part of tips and guidelines, I'm explaining all these kind of things. Okay, don't think that why suddenly Sari is going into the motivation classes. It's not at all motivation. All these are the tips and guidelines you have to follow as part of facing your interviews. Okay, any questions again up to here?
Sir, can you please discuss about deployments a little bit?
Sorry,
About deployments, sir.
yeah, we'll discuss about deployment. Now when I'm asking the question, any questions about all these tips and tricks? That's the thing I'm saying. Some people are in their own world.
Okay.
We'll discuss about deployments. Don't worry. So, but here, are we discussing anything about the deployment? We are discussing about the resume preparation.
Yes.
That's the thing I'm telling you. So don't please be in your own world. Please try to focus on what we are discussing currently, and please ask the questions on the current topics. Don't take me wrongly. So just I'm telling that information. Okay. Other people, any questions up to here from the resume preparation side or from the tips and guidelines side? Okay.
So
Yeah.
how many papers is ideal, sir? Like 2 pages or we can keep it in a single page?
Maximum 3 papers. 2 to 3 papers would be sufficient. Okay. Don't write the paragraphs. Try to put the crispy information, crispy matter. And if I'm saying crispy matter, don't put it as only 1 paper. At least try to build 2 to 3 papers with that we can able to call it as a proper resume. Don't go with one single paper or don't go with the 10 papers only. At least if you can able to build the 2 to 3 papers, then we can able to call it as a proper resume. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions up to here? Okay. If no questions, just we'll go through the next section, Andy. In the next section, if you observe here we are going to put the technical skills, Andy. Now here you can able to specify the cloud platform. At the same time, you can able to specify the Hadoop stack. You have to specify the languages, and you have to specify in which formats we are having the knowledge, and you can able to specify from the process perspective what tools you are having the experience. Then you can able to specify the operating systems, Andy. So see here, don't assume that if you are going to put the 30 technologies, you are going to get the job. In that assumption, don't try to keep all the GCP services we are having in the GCP. Now suddenly if they are going to ask the questions on the some of the services which you don't know, easily they can understand again. You have to work on all the things. And that's the reason whatever the services you know perfectly, on only those services you can able to keep on top of your resume. By seeing the statement, don't keep only the BigQuery, or don't keep only the PubSub. So people are taking this statement again differently, Andy. So when I'm saying on whatever the services we are perfect in the sense, in our classes, whatever the services we discussed, Andy, try to include all those services on top of your resume. And from the Hadoop side, we discussed about the Spark and we discussed about the Spark SQL. You can have HDFS also we have discussed. You can able to include all those things. Coming to languages, we discussed about the Python and SQL. Like that, whatever we discussed in the classes, please try to include all those topics on top of your resume. Now, in the class, whatever the topics we have discussed, if you prepare those topics your own, and in the situation, you can able to put those technologies also on top of your resume. So don't keep 30 to 40 technologies. At the same time, don't keep only 1 or 2 technologies, and try to keep all the technologies whatever we discussed in the classes. At the same time, try to keep all the languages whatever we discussed in the classes. With that, it would be looks like nice on top of the technical skills section. Okay. Now in the same way, one more important section is nothing but our project experience, and coming to project experience, just you can able to specify the title, you can able to specify your client name, you can able to specify the domain, and you have to specify in this project what are the technologies we have used, and please try to keep that information on top of your project header. After that, you can able to specify all the roles and responsibilities. Now here, if you found your project description, you can include that. Otherwise, simply if you want, you can able to ignore your description in resume, because your interviewer at any point of, so most of the interviews won't go through your descriptions of the project. They will ask a question, can you please explain about the project, and other than that, they are not going through your descriptions of the project. For the reason, if you want, if you are having the project description, you can include that. If you don't have the project description, what we can do here, simply we can able to ignore that. Just to have to specify your title of the project, client, domain, and what technologies you are using in the project. Just you can able to include some of the technologies. After that, you can able to specify the roles and responsibilities. Now you tell me, under the roles and responsibilities, what we can able to keep. As I told you earlier, whatever the responsibilities we discussed here, you can able to pick some of the points from here. Otherwise, in the sample resumes, already if you see here, we are having around 10 to 15 responsibilities, and from here also you can able to pick some of the points. At the same time, as I told you earlier, please directly don't copy paste all this information. At the same time, don't keep all these points in the same order. At least to try to swap the points. At the same time, at least to try to realign the statements, and with that, your resume is going to look like compared to other people uniquely. For that reason, if you want, you can able to utilize all these points. Otherwise, you can able to utilize all the points whatever I typed in the notepad. With that, you can able to include the roles and responsibilities on top of your project. At the same time, might be some people are having the questions, Andy, what is the client name we need to include? Some people will have the question, what is client name we need to include? So again, just few basic things, Andy. For example, you are saying that your project belongs to the banking domain, but coming to client, you are saying it as a Tata Motors. Now what will happen? Is the correct statement? You are saying that my domain of the project is a banking, but you are giving the client name as a Tata Motors. So what will happen? Again, it's a kind of a blunder mistake, only. Don't do that kind of blunder mistakes. That's the reason. First, to try to understand in which domain you want to keep the project. If you are selecting the banking domain, please go through the Google, and there you can able to search for banking company names. And out of these names, Andy, please don't pick big company names. For example, you are picking HDFS. HDFC is a kind of a very, very big bank, and now most of the interviewers know HDFC is a client for which company. They know about all such kind of information. Or if you are going to take the ICICI Bank, all the interviewers know about ICICI Bank is client for which company. That's the reason don't pick any big companies. And here my suggestion is just you can able to pick some small company names. Not only in the banking sector, if you are going for insurance sector, insurance domain, or if you are going for retail domain, or if you are going for gaming domain, or if you are going for any kind of domain, and please don't pick the big company names. You can able to pick the very small company names. If you are going to pick the small company name, what will happen? Automatically your interviewer don't know in that company really we are using the cloud or not, or we are what kind of technologies we are using in that company or in that client. Your interviewer cannot able to understand. With that, we can able to play our own games only. For that reason, as part of picking the client names, don't pick the very, very big company names only. Go with medium company names or go with the small company names. With that, what will happen? We can able to specify as part of interviews in this company or for this client, we are working on top of the GCP cloud. If you are going to include the big company names, what will happen? Your interviewer know about all such kind of big companies only. With that, they can able to understand you are not given the proper answers as part of our interview process. For that reason, as part of keeping your client name, first try to understand which domain you want to include in your resume. Based on that, you can able to select the company name or client name. As part of selecting the client name also, don't pick the big clients and take the only small clients or medium clients only. With that, what will happen? We can able to manage the interviews as part of our real-time process. Okay. Any questions again on top of this?
Yeah. Previously, I worked in HSBC client side, sir. Can I mention that HSBC?
See, if you are really working in the HDFC and if your company having the
HSBC, sir.
HSBC, okay. Which company?
Client is HSBC, payroll is Syncron Technologies.
Okay, some X payroll. Now see here, already you really work in the HSBC and from the X payroll only. If you really work in the one of the client, you can able to put that client. That's not creating any kind of issues only. Okay, but here I'm giving the generic example.
Okay. Project title what? Dimension.
The project title you can able to pick it on anything. You can able to pick it. So you can able to pick it as, for example, if you are putting the HSBC, you can able to say HSBC data warehouse system.
Okay.
Or you can able to pick it as a HSBC EDW. EDW is nothing but it's a enterprise data warehouse system. Or you can able to pick it as HSBC data analytics. Or in the HSBC might be you work on the some specific domain or specific sector, right? Whatever the sector you work on that. For example, if you are working in the credit card side, you can able to say HSBC credit cards analytics. So like this, you can able to put any kind of title on top of your resume. See here, as part of your interview study, they are not focusing on the title or they are not focusing on other thing. They are focusing on how we are explaining about your project and what is the content you are telling on top of your project. That is the way they are going to focus. Is it clear? Okay.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yeah. So just you have to specify the client name properly. Otherwise, one more thing, and just you can able to search like this. Customers of Google Cloud. Just will search it now only. So you can able to see cloud.google.com and here you can able to see all the customers information, which is nothing but whomever are the customers of your GCP cloud only. We can able to see all those company names here. Here you can able to see the big company names. So can we able to pick the Twitter as a client name in our resume? Can we pick the Twitter here?
No, sir.
Can we pick the PayPal?
No, sir.
No, because all these are the big companies. Okay, that's the reason. If you want to understand what are the customers we are having, you can able to go through this list. After that, for example, if you take the Gojek Candy, it's a kind of a medium company. You can able to search for the Gojek in the Google. With that, you can able to understand it's a kind of a big company or it's a kind of a small company. With that, you can able to put the company name on top of your resume. This is the one option. Otherwise, as I told you earlier, first to decide which domain you want to keep in the resume. After that, related to that domain, search for the client names in the Google. With that, you can able to pick the medium company name or you can able to pick the small company name. So this is the way you can able to pick the client name as part of putting on top of your resume. After that, you can able to specify the other details like this. As I told you earlier, you can able to put the domain, whatever the domain you are going to select. After that, you can able to specify technologies based on your convenience. After that, coming to responsibilities and whatever the responsibilities we discussed in the notepad. Other than that, whatever the responsibilities already we are having in this
Hello.
resume, you can able. Yeah, please.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Regarding this projects, I asked the projects regarding Chandralekha. So she mentioned something about yeah, the project ideas. We can take it from this Google Cloud Customers Info, something like that.
Yeah, I told you. I'm also doing the same thing, right? I'm also telling the same thing, but I'm also telling the one more approach. One approach from here, you can able to pick the client name. So based on the statement, don't take the big company names, and you can able to pick the some small company names. Here, if you scroll down, you can able to see some other company names also. Out of these companies, you can able to pick any one of the small level company or medium level company. That is one way of deciding your client. What is the second approach here? What I'm telling, you can able to decide in which domain you want to keep your project. Based on that, you can able to search the related clients from that banking domain or insurance domain or retail domain or gaming domain. So you can able to search the related companies respective to the domain. With that, you can able to pick the medium level company or you can able to pick the small company. That is the name you can able to put under the client name. Whatever Chandralekha mentioned, that is the perfectly correct statement. I'm given the one more approach here. Other than that approach, you can able to follow this approach also if you want to pick the client name on top of your resume. Is it clear?
So we have to affiliate the projects we're mentioning with the customers provided in this info, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay, sir.
And one more thing here, Andy. So if you are going to put the 3 years of experience, if you want, you can able to keep the only one project. You can able to say from last 3 years onwards, I am working in the same project. Otherwise, if you want, you can able to go ahead with the 2 projects also. You can able to put the one project, I am working from last 2 years. One more project, I worked for the before 2 years, like that. If you are going with 3 years of experience, minimum you have to have one project, maximum you have to have the 2 projects. For example, if you are going with the 4+ years of experience, Andy, try to have minimum 2 projects. Okay, coming to 3 plus 1 project would be suffix, or you can able to go ahead with the 2 projects. But if you are going with the 4+ or 5+ years of experience, then try to have 2 projects on top of your resume. Okay, so with that you can able to keep the projects information, and after that at the end, so this is the information just I given as part of the sample resume. But really, is it required to keep the strengths and other thing? Really, it's not required. And if you want, you can able to keep this information. Otherwise, simply you can able to ignore this. After that, just you can able to specify the place and signature. Like that, you can able to fill all the information on top of your resumes. And not only this only, so I shared the 5 to 6 different resumes here, and in each and every resume you can able to see the different kind of responsibilities, or you can able to see some common responsibilities. But by seeing all these sample resumes only, you can able to collect around 25 to 30 different responsibilities. Other than that, here I given the 20 more responsibilities. With that, you are having enough number of responsibilities which we are going to perform as a data engineer in the real time. But don't try to keep all 40 responsibilities on top of your resume. Try to keep 10 to 15 different responsibilities which should be unique across all other people. With that, come up with the responsibilities, and with that you can able to put all your responsibilities on top of your resume. Okay, so this is the way simply you can able to prepare the resume. Now, one important question here: after preparation of the resume, what is the activity you need to perform? After preparation of the resume, what's the activity? Please send your resume to my mail ID. Hope everyone is having my mail ID handy. So if you don't have, I may give the mail ID here: srinivasqt@gmail.com. After preparation of your resume, please send your resume to my mail ID. So what I will do here, I will share this resume to other students. Is the correct answer?
No.
No, right? Okay. So just I will do the review only. I will review it once, and if any changes are required, I will pass my comments. With that, what you can do here, you can able to imply, or you can able to do changes based on those comments. Okay, so don't expect that SAR will do the changes, Andy. So already I'm very busy, so don't expect I am going to perform the changes on top of your resume. What I can do here, I can able to perform the review on top of your resume. After completion of the review, then what I can do here, I can able to provide the comments where and all we need to perform the changes. I can able to provide the comments. With those comments, you yourself has to do your changes, Andy, because this is the one of the experience I got 1 month back. I think one of the student is from the 16th or 15th batch, and he sent the resume 1 month back. After that, I given my comments on top of the resume, and after 4-5 days he came back and he is asking that, sir, why you have implemented those comments in the resume? I clearly told him, so not only for that person, for you people also, Andy. So if I need to sit and if I need to do the changes on top of your resume, I have to spend complete my time on top of your resumes only. But, and one more thing, if I'm going to do those kind of changes, then what you will do? That's the reason. Please don't expect I am going to perform the changes on top of your resumes. And what I can do here, I can able to perform the review on top of your resumes, end-to-end review. With that, I can able to pass my comments. By seeing the comments, you have to do the changes on top of your resume. With that, you can able to proceed with the resume, Andy. So don't expect I will do the changes on top of your resumes. I can able to perform the review, and with that, I can able to pass the comments. With those comments, you yourself has to perform the changes on top of your resumes. Okay, any questions on top of the statement? Are you expecting I need to do the changes? Don't expect that, until. So I will do the review and I will give you the comments, and with that you can able to proceed for the next steps. And one more important thing, after sending resumes, don't expect reply within minutes or within hours. So again, this is also one more thing I'm seeing. So some people are sending the resumes and immediately in the Telegram group they are pinging me separately. Sir, can you please do the review? Can you please do the review? So I'm telling here, I need to take the classes, I need to attend my company interviews, and I need to attend the company meetings, and I have to take care of my work, and I am very busy personality. Definitely I can able to give the reply to you within 1 or 2 days. Please at least wait for 1 or 2 days, only. Within 1 or 2 days, if you are not getting the reply from my side, then might be you can able to ping me, or you can able to contact me directly in the institute. That is a different story. But don't expect the replies within the 1 minute or within the hours, only. Definitely I will give the reply, but please give the time for at least 1 or 2 days. With that, I can able to perform the proper review, and with that I can able to provide the proper comments. Okay. And one more important thing here, as part of doing the review of your resume, what I will review here? I will review only this professional summary. I will review this project information, and I'm going to review the roles and responsibilities. And don't expect I am going to review what is your name, what is your mobile number, what is your mail ID, or I am going to review your what is your current company name, what is the previous company name. Am I going to review all those things? Or can anyone is going to perform this kind of review only? No one can able to perform that kind of review. Don't expect that kind of review only. So what I can do here, I can able to review the professional summary section. After that, I can able to review your projects, and I can able to review the roles and responsibilities. These are the things I am going to review on top of your resume. Remaining things, please take care of yourself only. You know your name, you know your mail ID, you know your mobile number, you know your company name, what you want to put on top of your resume. I don't know your mail ID, I don't know your mobile number, I don't know your company name. For that reason, don't expect review on such kind of things only, but I can able to perform the review on other sections. With that, I can able to provide my comments on top of your resume. Is it clear? Any questions again on top of these statements? Please ask me here. First step, prepare the resume properly as we discussed from last 1 hour. After that, please send your resume to my mail ID for the purpose of review. That is the second step. After that, come into third step only. After completion of the review, please upload your resumes into job portals. First thing, okay. And second thing, as part of uploading your resumes into the job portal, you need to provide some heading, or we can able to call it as resume heading. In the portal, we have to give at the same time on top of your resume also, you can able to give some name. So when you are given the name only, you can able to specify your name. After that, just give it as an underscore, or you can able to give it as a hyphen symbol. Then give it as GCP data engineer. After that, you can able to specify some things like this: data prop, data warehouse, and you can able to specify airflow. So like this, try to give some kind of proper title on top of your resume. At the same time, within the portal also, when you are going to upload the resume, it is asking the heading information. There also try to provide some kind of proper information. You can able to specify your years of experience also. Years of experience, because as part of, so as a HR person, when they are going to download the resumes, and if you can able to provide this kind of information like this, what will happen? Without opening the resume only, he can able to understand you are having how many years of experience, you are the GCP data engineer or not, what kind of technical skills you are having. Like that, without opening the resume only, they can able to understand all this information. With that, they can able to filter the resumes very properly. And for that reason, please try to provide this kind of names or this kind of headings on top of your resumes. With that, you can able to get the calls properly after uploading the resume. And one more important thing, after uploading the resume, please do changes in job portal for every 2 days. Don't assume that I upload the resume, I will get the calls only. Now, for example, today you are going to upload the resume. After 1 week or 10 days also, if you are not going to perform the modifications, what will happen? Your resume is going as a under resume only. And in this 1 week, whomever is uploaded the resume, their resumes are coming as a top resumes. For that reason, after uploading the resume, till you are going to get the jobs, every 2 days, just to open the job portal, do some minor changes and save it. After 2 days again, just to open the job portal, do some minor changes, and with that you have to save your profile. With that, what will happen? Always your resume is coming as a top result when HR people are going to perform the searches. And this is the one more tip we need to follow as part of uploading your resume, or after uploading the resume also, we have to do some minor changes on top of your resumes in the job portal. Okay, these are the some more things we need to understand after preparation of our resumes. Again, any questions up to here, please ask me.
Sir, I have a question regarding the designation. So, should we put the designation along with the company name?
Where designation? Where in the resume are asking, or in the job portal?
It's in the resume, sir.
Okay, in the resume here you can able to mention like this: currently working with this company I mentioned. Otherwise, you can able to mention as a currently working as, for example, your designation is data engineer, or your designation is team lead, or your designation is software engineer, or your designation is, for example, senior software engineer. Then what we can do, we can able to mention currently working as senior software engineer with some X company name from this date to this date. That is the way also we can able to include on top of your resume.
Because there would be some discrepancy, no, sir. I come from different domain. In that case, it's better to skip designation.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm telling you. So actually, if you see this template, did I include the designation here?
Okay.
No, right? If you want, so that's the thing I'm telling you. If you want, we can able to include the designation here. Otherwise, you can able to skip the designation also on top of your work experience. But when you are filling the information in the job portal, there they will ask about the designation, and there you can able to give it as a software engineer or senior software engineer, or you can able to specify it as data engineer. So there you can able to see one kind of drop down. From that drop down, you can able to select your related designation. With that, you can able to give the designation in the job portal. But coming to resume side, you can able to include your designation, or you can able to skip the designation by depending on your convenience.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions up to here? Okay. If no questions, now I will ask the question. Try to give the answer only. Coming to batch 19 people, by when you will send your resumes to me? Any answers for this? Batch 19 people, by when you are planning to send your resumes to me? Sir, today only we discuss how we can able to send immediately. Don't ask the question to me. Please ask the question yourself. So by when you are planning to send your resume, at least ask this question yourself only. By when you are planning to upload resumes into job portal. Okay, so please decide one date here. Okay, as part of one-on-one Sunday, I told to all the people same statement. The statement is nothing but after completion of the classes, next day you should upload your resumes. You should be in this position and in the one-on-ones with whomever are taking the one-on-ones in the batch 19 people, I clearly inform to each and every person same statement. After completion of the classes, next day itself, you should upload your resumes into the job portal. But why I'm telling this statement here? Once we are going to upload the resume, what will happen? Very simple. You will start getting calls. Because of getting the calls, what will happen? Because of tension or because of fear or because of anxiety, because of any one reason only, what will happen? You will start your preparation. Now, for example, interview schedule on October 1st. What will happen? We are having the 5 days of time. Within 5 days, you will go through all the topics, whatever we discussed. And for example, you are attending this interview, for any reason you fail. Again, for example, on October 5th, again one more interview got scheduled. Again, what you will do here? Again, you will go through all the topics, whatever we discussed. For example, this interview also got failed. Now coming to October 10th, one more interview got scheduled. Now, do we need to go through all the topics again one more time? It's not required, right? Already for first interview, you gone through all the topics. Coming to second interview also, you gone through all the topics only. Now coming to third interview, what will happen? No need to spend much time for preparation. But here what we can do? We can spend time for understanding where you are doing the mistakes. So with this, what will happen? Either in the third interview or in the fourth interview or at least in the fifth interview, you can able to get the job only. But tell me here, when all these things are going to happen? When all these things are going to happen? Once we are going to upload the resume, then only all these things are going to happen. And once we are going to upload the resume, then automatically you will get the calls. Because of getting the calls only, all these things are going to happen. When all these things are going to happen, what will happen? Within 10 days or 15 days only, you will complete all the preparations. With that, you will start attending the interviews only. Now, for example, you haven't uploaded the resumes. You haven't uploaded the resumes. Then what will happen? You will prepare, you are doing the preparation, but how many days this preparation will go? Trust me, 30 days it won't complete, 60 days it won't complete, 90 days it won't complete your preparation. After 120 days, again what will happen? You will come back to the institute asking the sir, can I attend the one more batch? To attend one more batch, okay? To avoid that only. So see here, why I'm telling this statement here is you can able to focus for preparation for continuously 1 week. After 1 week, if any function or if any festival came, you are stopping preparation for 2-3 days only. And next day again, what will happen? You are going to start the preparation for again from the page 1 onwards. Like that, if you are going in the preparation mode, it will take 1 month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months continuously. That's the reason. Don't do that mistake only. Please upload the resume. After uploading the resume, you can able to start preparation of your things. Once one interview got scheduled, what will happen? Because of the tension or fear or anxiety, within 5 days or within 10 days only, you can able to complete your preparation. For that reason, this is my sincere request. Try to upload the resume immediately after completion of the classes, or at least please have one target date. This one. Please have one target date. The target is, for example, October 1st. By October 1st, at any point of time, whether you prepared or not prepared, or classes are completed or not completed, or you are ready with the fake certificates or not, that's a different story only. On October 1st, blindly go and upload the resumes. But tell me here, if you want to upload the resume, what's the prerequisite? You should be ready with your resume, first thing. Second thing, please do the review from my side. That is the second activity. Third thing, please be ready with all the consultancy certificates and everything. With that, you can able to upload the resume indirectly. From today, you are having the 1 week of time, or you can able to say 6 days of time only. Within 6 days, try to perform all these activities and take your target date is nothing but October 1st. By October 1st, everyone has to upload your resumes on top of the job portals. This is the target date. Please don't change the target date only. If you are going to change the target date, what will happen? It will move from 1st to 10th, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, Trust me, if you are going to do those kind of changes continuously, after 10 days or after 2 months also, you cannot able to upload the resumes. For that reason, please take it as a target date. With this target date, please try to upload the resumes immediately after completion of my review. With that, you can able to start getting the calls. With that, you can able to complete the preparation immediately. With that, automatically you can able to get the jobs. Okay, so please try to follow all these kind of tips, suggestions, and guidelines, whatever you call. Please follow all these things only. With that, easily you can able to get the jobs. Okay. Any questions I can up here? Please ask me. Sir, why only October 1st? Is it a kind of a holy day or is it a kind of a good day? It's not nothing like that only. Just like it's a random day. Don't think it's a kind of a good day or it's a kind of a my birthday or your birthday only. It's a kind of a generic day. Yeah, please continue. Somebody is trying to ask a question. Okay. Any questions?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Just one, I mean, general question. Practicals in terms of their interview process, what can we expect practicals from in Python way or through Google Cloud SDK?
They will ask the questions from the Python side. They will ask you to write some kind of Python programs, or they will ask you to write the commands to load the data from the files to the tables, or they can able to ask some kind of code for the PySpark only. So see here, whenever they are asking the code, they are not asking you to run the code only. So for the reason, what will happen? You need to write your code on the notepad. In the notepad, either they will ask write the code from the Python language, or they will ask you to write the code in the PySpark, or they can able to ask you to write the code in the SQL queries, or they can able to ask you to write the code in the Cloud SDK commands only. By using any one of the approach, they will try to ask the questions. For that reason, please prepare all these things as part of your preparation. But I'm not saying that you have to remember each and everything only. You have to give the, for example, they're asking that how we can able to upload the data from the file to the BigQuery table. You can able to give the Cloud SDK command, but no need to give the exact command only. At least you should be in the position to specify draft version of your command. At least if you can able to provide the draft version, with that they can able to understand you are having experience on the Cloud SDK commands. For example, when they're asking about the BigQuery command, you have to specify BQ space load. But instead of saying the BQ space load, you are saying that gsutil.ls. What will happen? Is the correct answer? No, right? That's the reason. Try to have some basic knowledge about, not basic knowledge, I can able to say, try to have end-to-end knowledge about all the topics, whatever we discussed already. With that, in whatever the way they are going to ask the questions, you can able to write the answers. Coming back to your question, you are asking that in which way they are going to ask you to write the code only. They will ask sometimes in the Python, they will ask sometimes in the PySpark, they will ask sometimes in the SQL query, sometimes they will ask you to write in the Cloud SDK also. We cannot able to give any general statement. Please follow only this approach for the purpose of the interviews. They will ask any way to write the code as part of our interview process. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions? If no questions, that's all for today, and we'll meet you in the tomorrow session. Thank you.